tuning up a Cocker Spaniel. I've thrown a dummy, pretending to shoot it just by raising my gun at it. Okay, I haven't got any cartridges. It's very much just a dog training exercise. I've stopped smudge on the whistle as I've done it. I've made her wait, I've paused, because what I'm doing now in a shooting situation is I'm reloading my gun, I'm closing my gun again, and I'm ready. So when I send my dog for the retrieve, if she flushes another bird, I'm gonna have a go at it. You know. So if on the way out now she flushed another bird, she should stop. Smudge, come on. Good girl. Hi, my name's Charlie Thorburn. Welcome to Mordor Gun Dogs. This is Smudge, some of you met before, one of our Cocker girls, and I'm going to take her out and do a sort of simulated shooting training, a simulated sort of shooting training type environment. It's quite a good thing if you can to take your gun out, sort of pretend to aim at birds, etc., just to get the dog used to it, get a young dog used to a gun. Smudge is very used to one, but from an older dog point of view, it's more about, just because I've got the gun doesn't mean we're going to shoot loads of birds, doesn't mean it's all over exciting. It's quite good just to carry it, swing it at some birds, you know, swing it at some birds, and you know, just make the training as close to a shooting scenario as possible. So what I'm hoping to do is go out into bits of game crop and bits of woodland and stuff we've got around here. Hopefully maybe flush a pheasant, certainly get some pheasant smell. If one flushes, that happens to flush, I'll be hoping to blow the sit whistle, getting it to stop. I'll aim my gun at it. I'll maybe go bang, you know, clap my hands and throw a dummy and just try and make it as much like a shoot as possible. Bear in mind that it's April and I'm not allowed to, you know, legally not allowed to shoot any pheasants. Okay, so we could go out with her and try and shoot a pigeon or something something that doesn't have a season, but there's not many of them around here. We're sort of up in the hills away from the arable farmland. We don't get that many pigeons, so we're more likely to find a pheasant. So that's what we're gonna go and do. Starting off, just heeling on the lead, heeling off the lead, hunting her, turning on the whistle, stopping on the whistle, and just making sure everything works as it should do. And if it doesn't, giving her a correction. Heel. So some of you might have noticed, some of you might know, Smudge, sit. We train our dogs to walk to heel on the left. The reason for that is generally people, Smudge, come here, sit. Generally people are right-handed, so their gun will be there and the dog will be there. If I'm left-handed, so if I carry the gun, I'm more likely to clonk the dog on the head with my gun. And that's it. That's why historically gun dogs are trained to walk on the left. So if any of you'd rather have your dog walk on the right, or you're left-handed, or whatever you feel more comfortable, there is no kind of like, oh, my gun dog must walk on the left, because then it'll be a proper gun dog. It's a load of dross. To be honest, it's a load of dross. It's just purely historically dog, man, gun, and that's it. Okay, so was thinking about it. I thought I would just put that little bit of information out there. Heel. So if I'm walking along, I tend to just have my gun in my right hand. Even I would then bring it into my left to shoot, but put it in my right hand. Now, it matters less with a spaniel because they're going to be running around in front of us. But if I had Nike and Arky and a few others, Chili and Biscuit and etc. in at my heel here, then one of them might get knocked on the head with it. But then when I've got multiple dogs, they tend to be both sides, so it doesn't really make any difference. But that's the simple history of why a dog walks on the left. So we've come to a little bit of game crop. Smudge, sit up. Come to a little bit of game crop that we're going to hunt Smudge through, hoping to find a pheasant. But we've come to a gate now. It's pretty well tied up by the farmer. Hey, sit. Who has one of my Labradors who just jumped this gate, no problem. Spaniels, I mean, if I asked Smudge to jump it, she could do, but it's probably not the most advisable, because she's going to make a mess of it climbing, etc. So I would rather, generally, if I can, I'd rather lift a dog over a fence. So I'm checking my gun's empty, popping my gun on the ground over here. Now that's my dog training gun, so it doesn't get hugely well looked after. But that's why I have a dog training gun. I'd probably have my gun in a slip or something if it was a nicer gun. So I just picked my little dog up. pop her over the fence. As soon as you pop her over the fence, sit. Sit up. Hey, sit. Sit. Make sure she sits down. What people tend to do, put their dog over, and then they're climbing over. Next thing they know, the dog's like 300 feet away, flushing pheasants left, right, and centre. So pop the dog over the fence, tell him to sit, climb over myself. It's all about that patience and waiting. Sit up. Not something that comes naturally to me or a Cocker Spaniel. Sit. Hey, hey. But this is the sort of thing we're just doing some revision with. She's being naughty, so sit. I'll make her wait longer, okay? Move around a bit, sit. Pretend to climb the gate again. Pick up my gun, close it, open it. Just kind of doing things so she runs and goes, oh, I'm over the fence, I'm off, let's go, let's go. I'm like, no, just slow things down, do it on my pace, not on your pace. So we've come down to this game crop. The wind's kind of started coming from behind me. If I was here with a young dog who I'm training, I'd have gone down to that end and I'd work back into the wind. Smudge is a 3-year-old experienced dog, so I'm not going to orchestrate an entire shoot day around where the wind's coming from. I'm only going to do it when I'm training a young dog. So with an experienced dog, I'm not going to think about it too much. I'm just going to go, here's a game crop, we want to hunt it through. So I'm just going to crack on irrespective of the wind and let her figure it out. Now, because the wind's coming from behind us and slightly over to my right cheek, she might just kind of pull off to the left and quarter back into the wind, and that's fine. That's what I'll let her do. But that's just a judgment call I make as we start hunting. When I send her off, if I send her off into there, then I'm always going to start with a dog just steaming away from me. I'd always turn them around, smudge, gone away, and send them to the left or the right, just slightly behind me. Come on, smudge. Now I'm a big fan of just let the dog get on with it. So as long as she's within range of my gun, and my shooting, then I'm going to let her get on with it. I'm very much kind of, I want my dogs to work for me out shooting. So this game crop is just about, I should just about be capable of covering this on my own if I'm out rough shooting. If I was running in a field trial or something, then obviously the dog's going to be kept a bit tighter. They like to keep their dogs much closer in. But I'm a shooting man, and I like taking my dogs out shooting. So I'm going to let her have a bit more range. And I also know that this is a nice, well-behaved dog, so I can afford to give her a bit more range and not worry about it. But as much as possible, I'm letting her get on with it. I don't want to be peeping her on the whistle all the time. I just want to let her hunt and let her do her thing. But if I feel like she's missed a bit of ground, then I'll do something about it. Now, she just got to a point there where I thought I might call her. She's hanging around the fence. It's not really helping me, so I'm going to give her a little whistle and guide her over this way. And then again, I want to let her get on with it. Just getting a little bit too far out. So just getting her to hunt back into me. Much. So just then I peeped her on the whistle and she basically ignored me. So as she ignored me, I went towards her, one pace, you listen to me. As soon as I did that, she was like, oh God, here comes the tyrant. And she turned and she obliged, so I took the pressure off and allowed her to carry on hunting. I stopped her there just so I could talk to the camera, but I would have just let her carry on. Now, she's not hunting with any great sort of pattern here. She's just hunting away. That's, in my view, that's quite cocker-like. Springers are much more into a pattern. Cockers are a bit more sort of busy everywhere. But you must remember, this is very much like a shooting dog, okay? This isn't a competition dog. This isn't what we would call like a really polished dog. This is just a nice dog that gets cuddled by my kids and then goes out with a gun and hunts away, picks up birds, sits on a peg. She's just a nice all-round dog. Would she win a field trial? No, I don't think she would, because she doesn't have that kind of finesse. With a lot of work, could we sharpen her up and make her really, really neat and tidy? Absolutely we could, but it's just not, it's not what I'm looking for in this dog. I'm looking for a nice working dog that I can enjoy going out with. And you can see she's got enough control, enough focus on me that you know, we've just got a nice little dog. Gone away, gone away. Come on, Chicky. So I'm using my body language to kind of guide her into the right area. Smudge is a dog that if you start overhandling her, she tends to slow down, especially when she doesn't find any game. So I do like to just let her get on with it. Come on, good girl. Go on in, gone away. Gone away. Smudge, hey. Not listening to you around, tell her to go to the right. She's not going to the right. I can't let her get away with it. I can't go, oh, well, she didn't want to go to the right. I've got to be like, no, we're out training. You've got to listen. Gone away. So I'd stop her and I'd encourage her to go to the right. Peep her back. Now, she's really not listening. Hey. She's really not listening to the whistle very well. So I'm going to have to put a bit more effort in and run after her, using my body language to get her get in touch with her. Hey, come on. Gone away. Smudge, gone away. You see, I put a bit of pressure on her and then she slows right down and she stays too close. Gone away. She's definitely naturally pulling out ahead and sort of hunting back. If you notice, she's kind of very much hunting back into the wind, which for those who know more than me, a particular friend of mine who watches some of my videos, who's much better and more confident with spaniels than I am, he'll be saying, leave the bloody dog alone, let the dog hunt in the wind, it knows more than you, it knows what it's doing. He'll be giving me a proper bollocking now. He knows who he is. Okay, gone away. So there has to be that patience. My problem is I'm impatient. I want to get going. I want to get moving. I'm like, I know there's not any pheasants just in here. There's too much wind. They're not going to be sitting in here. There's not enough cover, but I've got to allow the dog to do its work. What I want to do is go down this bit, come back up closer to the wood, and maybe there'll be something a bit close to the wood. Smudge, gone away. I've thrown a dummy, pretending to shoot it just by raising my gun at it. Okay, I haven't got any cartridges. It's very much just a dog training exercise. I've stopped Smudge on the whistle as I've done it. I've made her wait, I've paused, because what I'm doing now in a shooting situation is I'm reloading my gun, I'm closing my gun again, and I'm ready. So when I send my dog for the retrieve, if she flushes another bird, I'm gonna have a go at it. Get out. So if on the way out now she flushes another bird, she should stop. Smudge, come on. Good girl. So when we're pausing on a sort of flush and a shot, whether it's a real thing or it's or we're just training, there is the pause because we're thinking about we fire that shot, we've lost our 2 cartridges, we reload them, we close the gun again, we're ready in case they put up another bird or another rabbit. We send the dog, and then if they were to put up something else, I could get a shot at it because my dog would have stopped on the flush or whatever the scenario would have been, but me or another gun would have had another chance. So that's that kind of helps people hopefully kind of bring that sort of that little bit of time and a bit of a pause into kind of the process of what they're going through, rather than just pretending to go bang, sending the dog, just boom, 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 go, go, go. Again, I find it hard because I'm pretty impatient, but it's just good to just pause and make the dog wait. Gone away. Now, if I was walking through here with the good chance of getting a flush and a shot and actually working my dog for shooting, I wouldn't be walking along with my gun open. I'd be walking on with my gun closed and probably up in the air so that I'm ready to go. So that's probably how I'd be. My whistle in my mouth because my hands are on the gun. So you'll notice I'm really not whistling the dog. I'm talking to you guys, and little Smudge is just working away nicely in front of me. And as I say, this is the difference in my mind between a really sort of fast charging competition dog versus just a nice, happy, easy shooting dog. Fire my shots, bang bang, reload my gun, get out. Now at some point the dog's coming back to me with a retrieve, so I've got to make that decision, open my gun again for safety, sit, because I'm not going to shoot another bird when my dog's just right here. We're ready to go again, put my pheasant in my game bag, reload my gun. Smudge, dog pays attention to me. Smudge, gone away, and off we go again. So we're just trying to make this as kind of gone away. We're just trying to make this as realistic as possible. Something else I want to note as well here. The word of command. So when I cast her off for a retrieve, I'm saying out. When I'm calling her back, I'm saying Smudge, come here, or whistling her, or I'm stopping her on the whistle. All those commands we've probably been through before. But the one I haven't mentioned is the command I give her to go off and hunt. And I say gone away. Okay, and people are like, what does that mean? And it was something I was taught, I learned a long time ago from a book. So if you imagine Smudge, Mark, Smudge has just flushed a bird. It's gone like that, okay? Now it's gone off into the distance, it's flown away. Maybe it's been shot, maybe it's not been shot, maybe someone else has picked it, maybe we're not going to pick it till we get to the end of the wood. It could be, maybe it's just flown off. So what I'm going to say to Smudge is she's looking at me, gone away, gone away, and I'm going to say it's gone away, okay, Smudgy, it's gone away, it's gone away. It's nothing to do with you anymore, okay? So that's where the command comes from. It's gone away. And I hunt my dog on, okay? Come on. Get out, get out. And when I want her to go and get it, I say get out. Good girl. Now, the other thing is the way I say it. When I'm sending her for a retrieve, get out, it's got a purpose. It's quite punchy. I'm not, go on, would you like to go over there and get that wounded pheasant? Baby, go and get it quickly, kind of thing. I want a bit of urgency. Whereas the gone away command is a much calmer, I'm in control, gone away. It's a much calmer, quieter, because I don't want the dog flying off 100 yards into the distance. I want them just gone away, just hunting away. Gone away, Smudge, gone away. Come on. Now we're going to head back up this little bit of game crop, and I'm going to behave like I would do. Smudge. Smudge. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey. Now the main thing going wrong is I've said more on this little exercise training Smudge than I would do an entire day shooting with her, because I'm talking to you guys, okay? So she's starting to just tune her ears out a little bit to me because she's like, oh, he won't shut up, so I'll just ignore him. Probably what many of you guys, or certainly your family members, think if you watch me and they don't. They're like, oh God, it's that guy on the video again. It's that guy on YouTube. Oh. So I've just got to be on her case, but I can't be too on her case because it's quite confusing for her because I'm saying quite a lot. But as a gun walking down this little strip here, you know, in another month's time, this cover crop's going to be up to my knees. I'm probably not going to wade through the middle of it. I'm a gun, I'm not a beater today. If I was a beater, I'd be ploughing through the middle of it. But as a gun, I'd be taking the path down the edge and using my dog to hunt. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. Smudge, run away. So I'm going to stick in the grass and I'm going to encourage my dog, gone away. Smudge, Smudge, gone away. I'm going to encourage my dog to spend some time just on my left-hand side, okay? It's harder for her because we're normally teaching them to go from left to right. So that's, again, something you want to practice. Smudge, Smudge. Especially if you're someone who walks up a ditch or a hedgerow and your dog's only going to be working on one side of you. Bit easier for her now though. She's staying a lot closer in because the wind's coming into her. So she's now quartering much more naturally into the wind. And if you notice, most of her turns, she's turning into the wind, which the, gone away, gone so much, which the same person who'll be critiquing my dog will be happy with, because the dog will be turning into wind. You always want them turning into the wind. Gone away, gone Smudge. Smudge, come on, gone away. Gone away. So she's trying to pull off to nearer the wood, probably because the birds have run into there anyway. But I'm trying to push her back into the bit I want to hunt, and she's being a bit sticky. Dog's got to go. So we're going to leave this bit of game crop and we're going to head into the wood and just see if we work our way along. There's some bits of bracken and fallen trees, just different bit of cover, different scenario for the dog. Is that Smudge? Pretty rickety broken fence, so I'm just going to let her hop through and figure it out herself. Run away. It's a very different scenario in here. This is, got away, go on. Very larch woodland, fallen larch trees. Very different cover for her. Naturally, she's slowed down a bit, which is from a shooting dog point of view is great, because I don't want her spiking herself on a tree or a branch as she goes tearing through here, which is, you know, having watched some really lovely field trial dogs going like absolutely berserk through this sort of cover, it's just higher risk. You can see Smudge is absolutely happy as Larry. The only thing could have been better is we'd actually got a pheasant or seen a pheasant. But it was a nice little training exercise, sort of shooting simulation type deal with an older cocker that's trained, just reminding her, you know, what it's all about, giving her a bit of exercise, giving her a bit of one-on-one attention with a purpose. So to me, that's basically a dog walk. That's me taking Smudge for a walk. That's what I would do. I'm quartering her, I'm stopping her on the whistle, I'm doing retrieves. I've got my gun to sort of pretend that I'm on a shoot. I'm just keeping her ticking over until the shooting season comes, or maybe the odd demonstration where she'll be part of our demonstration team. Remember, you get out what you put in, and little Smudgy always puts in a lot. She's a great little girl, and a joy to own, even if you do stick your breath in my nose. See you next time. Thanks for watching.